the structure of the gear, for what kind of the shaft axis gear can be selected, that we have decided. Correct. Now, after that, we have seen the types of the gears, how it looks, what are its feature, how the rotations are there for pinion as well as a gear, that we have seen. Then we have drawn 2D diagram of each and every gear type which are included in our syllabus. So we have drawn this, and right now we will start with our first beat of unit number 1. So that is, just write down gear selection criteria. Gear selection criteria. Gear selection criteria. So as we have discussed, the gear selection criteria firstly depends on the shaft axis, because as I told you, if I want to use a worm gear and I am interested to use in parallel shaft axis, it is not at all possible, because the structure is like that. Worm gear cannot mounted on a parallel shaft axis. As you can see, the classification point of view, the classification shows that as per the shaft axis, we'll have to maintain the gear arrangement. So according to the structure, according to the requirement, we'll have to use a type of gear. So it means that bevel gear I cannot use in parallel shaft axis. It is very clear, because the bevel gear structure is intersecting. So I cannot maintain the parallel shaft into a perpendicular axis. So that's why, as per the axis, we are going to select the gear. Therefore, our first gear selection criteria is layout of the shaft. Layout means what? Shaft axis, shaft structure. So first criteria is layout of the shaft. So just write down the title, gear selection criteria. Under that, first point only, layout of the shaft. Layout of the shaft. Am I audible? आवाज येते का
Yes, sir.
बाळांनो? Okay,
Yes,
okay. So firstly, you will have to write a layout of the shaft. As I told you, in a write a note on case, gear selection criteria, write a note on. So in that case, you will have to maintain these 4 points. So one by one, I'll explain. So while explaining the things, you will have to use the technical details as like block diagram, flow charts. So not like metallurgy, we'll have to write the paragraphs for this. Correct? टेक्निकली जे काही असेल त्याच गोष्टी आपण थेअरीमध्ये डिझाईनच्या केसमध्ये लिहित असतो. So first is layout of the shaft. So under that criteria, you again this write down this classification. So you can write for parallel shaft axis. When shaft axis is parallel, we'll have to use first point ला त्याच्यात. When shaft axis is parallel, we'll have to use, write down, per gears, comma, helical gears, comma, double helical gear, comma, rack and pinion, comma, internal gears. ओनली पुढे ओनली टाकायचं. ह्याच्या व्यतिरिक्त वी कॅनॉट यूज एनी अनदर gear फॉर पॅरलल शाफ्ट ऍक्सेस. So only. Clear? Second point ला, for intersecting shaft axis, because we are writing under layout, for intersecting shaft axis आपण कालचंच रिपीट करतोय, लक्षात घ्या, for better understanding. For intersecting shaft axis, डबल कोलन करा, डॅश करा, लिहा पुढं bevel gears. ओनली. ओनली मीनिंग इज व्हेरी इम्पॉर्टंट. तोच गिअर तिथंच यूज होऊ शकतो. करेक्ट. थर्ड, नॉन इंटरसेक्टिंग परपेंडिकुलर शाफ्ट एक्सेस. For non-intersecting perpendicular shaft axis, double colon dash, worm gear only. Worm gear only. And fourth, non-intersecting non-perpendicular shaft axis, non-intersecting non-perpendicular shaft axis, spiral gears only. Spiral gears only. So you will have to write this explanation, this kind of the explanation, while writing the criteria of the selection of the gears. करेक्ट. लेआउट पिक्चर आपण क्लिअर केला की बाबा कुठल्या लेआउटला कुठला गिअर यूज होतो. Now here no need to write the examples. Respective gear चे examples लिहायची काहीच गरज नाही, because this is the theoretical question. Layout of the shaft you have written, then किंवा एखादा ब्लॉक डायग्रामच इथं काढेल याच्या अंडर तरी चालेल, काहीच प्रॉब्लेम. ठीक आहे. So second, speed reduction. Second criteria, speed reduction. Second criteria, speed reduction. So second criteria, speed reduction. Now speed reduction is very important parameter. You can see here why speed reduction is important. I'll tell you. Speed reduction. Now speed reduction means either I will have to increase the speed or reduce the speed. जिथे reduce करतो that case I will have to say it is reduction. जिथे increment करतो त्याला incremental gearbox म्हणतात त्याला, किंवा increment in the gear structure. So speed reduction, the basic purpose I'll tell you for the speed reduction. See, gear ratio is equal to, we know it is number of teeth on gear, number of teeth on pinion, which is equal to diameter of the gear, diameter of pinion, and which is equal to in terms of RPM, number of rotations by the pinion and number of rotations by the gear. Now here gear ratio is nothing but it is also called as a velocity ratio, and whatever with the velocity occurs here, that will be called as a velocity input, increment in the speed or reduction in the speed. Now see, you can see velocity reduction depends on the gear, as like, see, here is the reduction, RPM is given, NP and NG. Always remember, number of teeth on pinion or number of teeth on gear, that will be defined by the gear ratio. जसं मी तुम्हाला example सांगत, if gear ratio is 5:1, it means pinion हे 5 वेळा फिरेल जेव्हा gear एकदा फिरेल, असा त्याचा अर्थ झाला gear ratio. So gear ratio is important because it will directly ignite or directly double or thrice or 5 times it will increase the speed or reduce the speed, depends, correct? So that's why speed reduction is important. Now how to select or what will be the criteria for the each gear of the speed reduction? So first of all, I will tell you one by one. Suppose A point for spur gear, or in case of the parallel shaft axis, I'll tell you parallel shaft axis म्हणजे याच्यात spur, helical, herringbone, rack and pinion and internal gear. So all parallel shaft gears, it is having speed reduction range up to 6:1. Correct? म्हणजे 5:1 त्याच्यात बसतो, 6:1 बसतो, 7:1 also it will include. So this will be the speed reduction range. म्हणजे एखाद्या टीचचे RPM जर तुम्ही 15 असतील, करेक्ट, 15, तर गिअरचे त्याचे 15 नंबर ऑफ टीथ असतील समजा, so in that case, so gear is having how much? 90 teeth. 90 teeth. So that will be the maintain the ratio 6:1. So this is about the teeth. So this is always remember. So when the gear ratio or velocity ratio of parallel shaft gear is 6:1, then and then we'll have to use that kind of the gears. हा दूसरा criteria झाला. Shaft axis 2 also we can find which type of the gear is used. And second thing, as per the velocity ratio, again there will be the condition, this velocity ratio can be extended up to 10:1. या रेंज पर्यंत चालतो, पण मोस्ट प्रोबेबली 90% will have to use 6:1 gear ratio for spur, helical, rack and pinion, herringbone and internal gear. हे सगळ्यात महत्वाचं. म्हणजे जर माझं कॅल्क्युलेशन या वरच्या फॉर्म्युलाचं गिअर रेशो जर माझा 11:1 येत असेल, करेक्ट, सो आय कॅनॉट यूज पॅरलल शाफ्ट ऍक्सिस, असा त्याचा अर्थ झाला. लक्षात घ्या, I cannot use parallel shaft axis, so I will have to move another type. समजते? आणि ह्याच्या आतले जे असतील म्हणजे 10:1 असेल, 7:1 असेल, 8:1 असेल, whatever it may be, it can be used in the parallel shaft axis, and for that we can get the freedom of using spur gear, helical gear, any of parallel shaft classification आपण बघितले according to that. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so just write down आपला सेकंड पॉइंट होता स्पीड रिडक्शन. त्याच्यातला पॉइंट ए, कॅपिटल ए करा किंवा स्मॉल ए असं लिहितात. फॉर पॅरलल शाफ्ट ऍक्सिस गिअर्स, फॉर parallel shaft axis gears, velocity ratio is of course velocity ratio हा सिंगल पेअरचा असतो बरं का, म्हणजे एक गिअर आणि एक पिनियन दोन असतील तर डबल होणार तो. तो वेलोसिटी रेशो ऑफ ब्रॅकेट मध्ये लिहा सिंगल पेअर कोणाचे, स्पर, हेलिकल, इंटरनल, रॅक एंड हे सगळे आले. ठीक आहे. सिंगल पेअर is situated in between 6:1. म्हणजे गिअरची जेव्हा एक रोटेशन होईल तेव्हा पिनियन 6 वेळा फिरेल. 6:1. एक्झाम्पल द्या तुमच्या अंडरस्टँडिंग साठी. फॉर एक्झाम्पल, इफ नंबर ऑफ टीथ ऑन पिनियन, मी डायरेक्ट जर मला समजत असेल तर मी झेडपी लिहिणार आहे. नंबर ऑफ टीथ ऑन पिनियन इज 15. Then number of teeth on gear is 90 ZG. So the pair is maintained. 6:1 ratio. Of course, velocity ratio. 6:1 velocity ratio. Below that, write down the velocity ratio can be extended. Up to 10:1. 10:1. 10:1. ठीक आहे. जास्तीत जास्त एक्सटेन्शन या रेंज पर्यंत होऊ शकतं. So this is about the first, that is parallel shaft axis. Second B लिहा स्पीड सिलेक्शन मध्येच. सेकंड बी, फॉर इंटरसेक्टिंग शाफ्ट ऍक्सिस गिअर्स, कुठला आहे, बिवेल आहे, ओनली बिवेल गिअर. So I'll write here it is bevel gear. So for intersecting shaft axis bevel gear, of course speed ratio, RPM ratio, diameter ratio, number of teeth कधीच change होत नाही. Every gear it is common, but here as per the standard they have mentioned the velocity ratio is up to, write down, 1:1. म्हणजे एक रोटेशन पिनियनचे एक रोटेशन गिअरचे याच रेंज मध्ये फिरणार. So velocity ratio range is, of course single pair साठीच बोलतोय मी. So velocity ratio is 1:1 and it can be increased up to 3:1. या रेंज पर्यंत चालतं. जसं प्रिव्हियस होता 10:1. आता हे एक्सटेंड रेंज कोणी ठरवली? बाय प्रॅक्टिकली. So practically it will define, that is up to 3:1 bevel gear valid. This is for intersecting shaft axis. हे समजलं का रे बाळांनो? वरचे सेम सेंटेन्स, फक्त आकडा बदलेल. 1:1 आणि 3:1 होईल, बाकी सगळं सेम. देन लास्ट विल बी नॉन इंटरसेक्टिंग परपेंडिकुलर शाफ्ट ऍक्सिस. सी पॉइंटला हा बी होता. नाउ सी पॉइंट, नॉन इंटरसेक्टिंग perpendicular shaft axis, that is worm gear. Non intersecting perpendicular shaft axis, worm gear. So in that, write down the velocity ratio for the single pair is situated in between 6 60:1 म्हणजे जेव्हा गिअरचे एक रोटेशन होतील तेव्हा पिनियन 60 वेळा फिरेल. 60:1 म्हणून याचा गिअर रेशो सगळ्यात जास्त असतो. देअरफॉर वर्म गिअर इज ऑलवेज यूज फॉर हेवी लोड कंडिशन्स, क्रेन, लिफ्ट्स याच्यात वापरले जातात. सो 60:1 and it can be extended up to 100:1. It can be extended up to 100:1. Correct. So this is the basic speed reduction condition for the gears as per the selection. Okay, I hope this get clear from your side. जेव्हा आता तुम्हाला सिलेबस मध्ये बघा, यू आर हॅव्हिंग गिअर बॉक्स डिझाईन. तेव्हा जेव्हा मी हे कॅल्क्युलेशन करेल आणि मला असं कळेल की बाबा माझा गिअर रेशो मला जे डिझाईन करायचंय तो आला समजा 5:1, तर मी समजू शकतो की बाबा हा मला स्पर हेलिकल गिअर वापरला तरी चालतो. ठीक आहे. जेव्हा सिंक्रोमेश, जनरली मी आय विल स्पीक अबाउट द सिंक्रोमेश. Synchromesh gearbox is applicable for every type of velocity ratio because it include bevel gear also, worm gear also, and spur helical gear also. If my gear ratio is situated, calculated gear ratio is situated to in between 1:1, so definitely, and the arrangement is perpendicular, then I will have to use definitely bevel gear. If the velocity ratio is situated, that is 12:1, या केस मध्ये मला वर्म गिअर कडे जायला लागेल. So that will be the conditions while defining the gear selection. It means that only shaft axis will not define the things. Shaft axis काय दाखवतात as per the application, but as per the analytical calculation we must know the gear ratio range, and that range I have given you. Correct. So this is about the speed reduction. Third point, as per the selection criteria, write down efficiency. Is I have a screen. It is efficiency. Third point, it is related to the gear selection efficiency point of view. Correct. Now, how to judge the efficiency and what will be its range? Tell me, tomorrow I'll explain. See the efficiency range. So just write down each gear has having, write down each gear as having different efficiency. Different efficiency. Why? As per different efficiency as per the structure. म्हणजे straight teeth असतील त्याची वेगळी efficiency असेल and so on as per the structure. As per the structure. So I'll give you, see, write down first in that for spur gear. For spur gear efficiency is situated, for spur gear efficiency is situated in between 95 and above. 95 and above for spur gear. Correct. And 95 असेल त्याच्यावर असेल. For helical gear, efficiency range is situated in between 95 to 97%. So if they have asked, if anyone asks which is more efficient, of course helical gear is more efficient. Helical gear is more efficient. So you will have to write the efficiency range for helical. It is situated in between 95 to 97. Third, for bevel gear efficiency range, write down it is situated up to 95%. स्पर गिअर सारखाच आपण यूज करू शकतो, पण परपेंडिक्युलर शाफ्ट ऍक्सिस आहे up to 95%. And for worm gear, efficiency is situated in between 45% to 50%. त्याच्या पलीकडे इफिशियन्सी जात नाही. याची रेंज एवढी आहे. का इफिशियन्सी लेस असेल वर्म गिअरची? कॅन एनीबडी टेल मी why efficiency of worm gear is less as compared to other gears?
Due to large size.
Correct. कारण वर्म गिअरचा गिअर रेशो सांगतो it is 60:1. so it is having of course large size, large tooling cost, large झालं. फक्त एकच प्लस पॉइंट आहे वर्म गिअरचा, it is having maximum load carrying capacity. Correct. For bevel we have seen 1:1. For helical we have seen 6:1, and it will extend up to maximum range. So just write down the efficiency range for that case. As I told you, for the velocity ratio in case of bevel and in case of helical worm gear. Correct. So have you written this?
Yes, sir.
Okay, this is about the third criteria that we have seen for the efficiency in case of gear drive. Correct. Now fourth point you will have to write from your end, that is cost. Gear selection criteria, in that you will have to write cost. Under that criteria, just listen first and then write. That is, see, for spur helical, as per the manufacturing point of view, spur can be manufactured or helical gear can be manufactured by honing process, and for that required the specialized tools. Correct. In case of bevel gear, as per the structure, it is a perpendicular shaft axis. For that, we'll have to use a bevel gear. But in case of the worm gear pair, as the gear ratio is more or as the size is more, of course, the tooling cost required for the worm gear is also more. Therefore, the worm gear cost is more. Or we can say in a short word, worm gear is more costly as compared to other gears. Correct. So worm gears are only used where there is a necessity as per the load carrying capacity as well as a structure like non-intersecting perpendicular shaft axis. Clear? So just write down. समजलं का रे बाळांनो हे?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So under that write down cost for helical, comma, for helical, comma, spur and bevel gears are less costly as compared to worm gear. करेक्ट. म्हणजे याचा उलटा अर्थ झाला की वर्म गिअर इज ऑल्सो इट इज कॉस्टली. मग सगळ्यात सिम्पलेस्ट मॅन्युफॅक्चरिंग गिअर कुठला आहे? सो राईट डाऊन. द सिम्पलेस्ट मॅन्युफॅक्चरिंग गिअर इज spur gear. Simplest manufacturing gear is spur gear. Clear? So this is about the cost, and these are the criteria which we are going to select while selecting the gear. परत एकदा मी रिपीट करतोय. What criteria we have seen? We have seen first is layout selection. It means as per the classification. Second, speed reduction. प्रत्येक gearचा आपण बघितलं. Then efficiency range we have seen, and then the cost. Correct? So according to that, we'll have to select the gears. Clear? So this is the selection criteria of the gears, and I think you have written carefully. Next point, write down basic terms used in gear. Basic terms used in gears. Basic terms used in gears. So I hope you are familiar with the structure. Whatever I have shown you on the screen, addendum, dedendum, pitch circle diameter, circular pitch, face width, PCD you can see, correct? Backlash, tooth thickness, tooth space, all these things you are familiar, correct? या टर्मिनॉलॉजी तुम्ही शिकला असाल किंवा शिकला आहात in case of the TOM, theory of machine. So right now we are going to focus on major terminologies which required for the designing, correct? आपण सगळ्या घेत बसणार नाहीये, जवळ 20 ते 22 टर्मिनॉलॉजी आहेत आणि तुम्ही ऑलरेडी शिकलेला आहात. So do not waste the time from my side on this terminology, but I'll tell you the major terminologies which are important for the design. So before going to start the terminology formulation and all that, you will have to draw this first. आता हे तुम्हाला familiar आहे, तुम्ही हे draw करा and then we'll start with the major terminology for the design. So just draw these terms: flank, face, tooth space, clearance, and all that. टॉप व्ह्यू सुद्धा काढा, कारण टॉप व्ह्यू मध्ये मेशिंग दाखवलेलं आहे. पिच पॉइंट कुठला, अडेंडम कुठून घ्यायचा, त्याचा साइड व्ह्यू किंवा टॉप व्ह्यू मध्ये कसा असणार, यासाठी आपण दोन्ही व्ह्यूज मी दिलेले आहेत. झूम करून तुम्ही यू कॅन ड्रॉ फ्रॉम युअर एंड. दिस इज अबाउट द gear teeth. Basic terms in gears. ड्रॉ करा व्यवस्थित आणि ड्रॉ करून झालं की मला सांगा. So that will proceed. And attend each and every lecture. आज बऱ्यापैकी improvement आहे. 22 students are there. So you can, as I told you, the HOD and team, class teacher team, GFM team is seriously observe the performance of candidate. आता सर येऊन गेले बघा लिंक वर. They have checked the lecture and all that, how many students and all that. So तुम्ही तुमच्या साइडने attentive राहावा, तुमच्या टर्म पॉइंट ऑफ व्ह्यू अँड युअर मार्क्स पॉइंट ऑफ व्ह्यू. Have we completed the drawing? Tally करें. Yes, sir. Rest members. Ashutosh.
Yes, sir.
Have you completed this?
Yes.
Okay. So now these are the basic terms. So instead of going details of the terms, we'll have to check the major terms only. So I'll start with first, write down module. First module. So in case of the module, we'll have to write. Tell me what is module? What is module? Denoted by small m. Tell me what is module?
Diameter by number of teeth.
Diameter by number of d by z, I can say. So if I want to calculate module for P, I'll write dp by zp. Diameter of pinion, number of teeth on pinion. If I want to calculate in terms of gear, diameter of gear, number of teeth on gear. So that is very important. हे नोटेशन लिहून घेणं काही गरजेचं नाहीये, म्हणजे समजू शकतं आपल्याला. फॉर पिनियन विल हॅव टू यूज पी अँड फॉर गिअर विल हॅव टू यूज G, that is module. Now here is the clear-cut relation in between module. We'll get the idea. If module is more, in that case the diameter is also more. Correct? If module is more, number of teeth is less. Correct? So this will be the inversely proportional. That's why these conditions are there. Now logically I can speak, if module is more, diameter is more. If diameter is more, the cost is more. The toolings required are more. The process cost is again more. So that's why the system will be costly. Therefore, module is always, it should be less. Less म्हणजे किती असावा? So that is in terms of in between. Rather, I can say 1 to 10. That will be the sufficient range of the module. Always remember, it is unitless and it is having a range is in between 1 to 10. This is valid because beyond 10 there will be the increment, sudden increment in the diameter, and due to that the size is again more. Correct? So module is situated in between 1 to 10. But in our syllabus they have given two choice. So choice 1 for module and choice 2 for, again it is for module. So that is again industrial point of view structure. In case of choice 2, they have mentioned the module range about 20 किंवा 10च्या वर दिलेले. And in case of choice 1, they have mentioned module range situated in between 1 to 10. So remember this, as per the syllabus, we'll have to consider choice 1 of the module and I'll write that module numbers. So I'll write one by one. You can see we'll have to, आता हे choice 1 2 तुमच्यासाठी गरजेचं नाहीये. So I'll write module range. It is situated in between, that is 1, comma 1.25, comma, this is comma and here point 1.25, then 1.5. जसं आपण शाफ्टच्या डायमीटरच्या रेंज बघितल्या, likewise 1.5, after that 2, 2.5, 3, 4, 6, 8, 10, that's it. आणि मॅक्सिमम वर्स्ट केस मध्ये 12 पण वापरू शकतो. याचा अर्थ काय, we'll have to select the module range in between this only. Suppose my module d by z answer is 1.7, so I will have to consider module 2. If my answer is 3 point something, I will have to consider module 4. त्यामुळे हे मॉड्यूल तुम्हाला माहीतच असणं गरजेचं आहे. दिस इज रेंज 1 1.2.5 1.5 2 2.5 3 4 6 8 10 12 करेक्ट. पुढे पण आहेत, तर त्याच्यापर्यंत जायची गरज नाही. आजपर्यंत जे आपल्याला जो सिनेरिओ आणि जी रेंज आहे, सो दॅट मॉड्यूल रेंज इज अप टू 12 1 to 10 मध्ये मी तुम्हाला सांगितलं. सो लाईकवाईज विल हॅव टू सिलेक्ट द मॉड्यूल. इज दॅट क्लिअर?
Yes, sir.
Okay, write
Yes.
down module definition. आता मी definition I will not give. It is the ratio of diameter with respect to number of teeth. असं काही लिहून देत नाहीये, तुमच्या एंडला तुम्ही लिहू शकता. So write down. Module is defined as so below that write down m is equal to d by z. d च्या जागी तुम्ही असं लिहू शकता diameter of gear divided by number of teeth on gear. Number of teeth on gear. करेक्ट. d by z. स्मॉल d घेतो. बऱ्याच बुक्स मध्ये कॅपिटल D दिले, तो आपण नोटेशन स्टँडर्ड्स वापरायचे. स्मॉल d z. करेक्ट. दिस इज द मॉड्यूल. बिलो दॅट राइट डाउन as per the equation it is clear that module is situated, sorry, as per the equation it is clear that if the value of module is more, if the value of module is more then the size of gear increased. Size of gear get increased. And for the same condition, म्हणजे मॉड्यूल जेव्हा जास्त असतो तेव्हा, for the same condition number of teeth are reduced. So why? Because directly proportional आहे diameter and inversely proportional number of teeth. So write down as per the syllabus module is situated in between. Module value is situated in between. Write down one by one. M is equal to 1 comma 1.25 comma 1.5 comma 2 comma 2.5 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5 also there, comma 5 comma 6 comma 8 comma 10 comma 12. That's it. This will be the choice code for module. तुम्हाला ओरल ला क्वेश्चन विचारू शकतात, what should be the choice code for module, so that in that case you will have to know the range. Clear? So this is about the module and this is the basic terminology for the gear pair. Second, circular pitch. What is circular pitch? Can anybody tell me from the diagram? तुम्ही diagram draw केली. What is circular pitch? Circular pitch diagram मध्ये दाखवले बघा, दोन एरो करून तुम्ही पण ड्रॉ केले. What is circular pitch? Tell me. What is circular pitch? Here, I'll share the screen also.
Distance
What is circular pitch?
on the tooth and the same point on the corresponding another tooth.
Correct. So you can see here, this is circular pitch from this end to this end. We can say that it is a distance measured along the circumference, correct, of the pitch circle. This is pitch circle from a point of one tooth to the corresponding point, this to this. So this will be circular pitch. Clear? So write down definition. Circular pitch. And that notation I'll tell you. Notation also. It is circular pitch. I'll write here. The notation is PC. Circular pitch. Okay, circular pitch. Write down the definition. It is a distance measured. It is the distance measured along the circumference of the pitch circle. The circumference of the pitch circle from a point on one tooth to the corresponding point of next tooth, the nearby tooth. Correct? So can anybody tell me how to calculate this circular pitch?
Pi m
Pi
multiply by module.
Pi d by z, we can say. Correct? So this value is module. So I can say it is pi into m. Very correct. Clear? So just write down circular pitch is pi into m or pi d by z. This will be about the circular pitch. Now next, diametral pitch, PD. Diametral pitch. Can anybody tell me what is diametral pitch?
Reciprocal of module.
Number of teeth upon diameter.
Correct. Reciprocal of module 1 by m. So module is d by z. So here z by d. So again z is number of teeth, diameter of pinion. That's it. So these are the major terms which we have studied for the terms. So diametral pitch. Correct. Now can anybody tell me what is clearance? Clearance. Notation as the CL. What is clearance?
Total depth minus working depth.
Correct. Any another? What is clearance? तुम्ही डायग्राम मध्ये दाखवलं की रे. It is a clearance.
Difference.
See. Difference between
Addendum and dedendum.
correct. Addendum will have to make the notation HF. Sorry, dedendum minus addendum actually. And this will be the addendum HA. So this we called as a clearance. Clearance aslach pahije. Correct. So just write down the clearance is nothing but difference between HF, that is dedendum minus addendum. The addendum म्हणजे काय, dedendum म्हणजे काय, I will not give the definition. I think you know, and it shows in the diagram. Correct. Now major term. Can anybody tell me what is backlash? Class मध्ये पण मी सांगितलेलं ऑफलाईन जेव्हा होतं आपले 2 लेक्चर त्या मुलांना माहित असेल. What is backlash? Next terminology is backlash. Backlash. Difference between
Tooth space and tooth thickness.
करेक्ट. डायग्राम मध्ये सगळेजण बघा टूथ स्पेस कुठे आहे. टूथ स्पेस and tooth thickness. Tooth thickness याला backlash म्हणतात. Now theoretically what happened? Theoretically it says that backlash is 0. Backlash has 0 असला पाहिजे असं theoretically म्हणलं जातं, पण it is wrong practically. Why? Because if backlash is 0, then there will be the chances of the interference. Interference म्हणजे काय? टीथ ब्रेक होतील जेव्हा मेशिंग होतील at the time of working after some cycle it is going to break. So practically there should be the backlash. म्हणजे याचा डिफरन्स असायलाच पाहिजे. म्हणजे हा मॅक्सिमम असायला पाहिजे. समजा हा 50 आहे तर हा काहीतरी 40-45 या रेंज मध्ये असला पाहिजे and there should be the difference. So that's why backlash is very important and theoretically आपण म्हणतो की it should be zero but it is not possible. If it is zero there will be the formation of the interference. So remember this. I hope you guys have studied these terms and all that. So write a backlash. It is the difference in between. It is the difference in between tooth space and tooth thickness. दोन्ही तुम्ही drawing मध्ये दाखवले. Tooth space and tooth thickness. In that one point you can add theoretically it should be zero. Backlash zero असतो. It should be zero. But practically some backlash must be allowed. Some backlash must be allowed to prevent jamming. JAMMING. Prevent jamming of the teeth due to tooth error. पुढे आपल्याला पार्ट येणार आहे टूथ एरर म्हणजे काय असते त्या केस मध्ये मी तुम्हाला सांगेन. So due to tooth error and thermal expansion at the time of manufacturing. ठीक है. Heat create होते, मेशिंग होतं. So there will be the generation of heat generate झाली की of course part expand होणार teeth चे. So that will be the expansion. So because of that या consider करून आपण backlash हा घेतो. Correct. Next gear ratio or speed ratio or gear ratio is equal to the same definition which we have seen, that is Zg by Zp, number of teeth on gear divided by number of teeth on pinion. Diameter of gear divided by diameter of pinion is equal to number of RPM by the pinion divided by RPM of gear. So this is called as a gear ratio. Now we'll move toward the next part. It is CD, center distance, which we can say CD. And it is very important. Why important? Can anybody tell me why center distance between the gear pair is important? Tell me. Why center distance between gear is important? माझं लक्ष आहे 12:50 झालेले आहेत. आपण 2 ते 3 मिनिटात थांबू. Don't worry. What is the role of center distance? Tell me. Can anybody tell me?
Sir, pitch point is situated between that.
Correct. Major thing is that, see, this is gear, bigger part, pinion is another part. It has having teeth somewhere here. It has also having teeth somewhere here. Number of teeth. Correct. Now this is called as a CD. If center distance is more, the part or teeth cannot be meshed. And if teeth cannot mesh, then it will not satisfy the purpose of gear. काय आहे purpose of gear? It will transmit power, motion, torque. या गोष्टी होणारच नाहीत जर मेश होत नसेल तर. Clear? That's why center distance is important. So we'll have to find out the center distance. Generally, logically, center distance हा कसा काढला जातो सांगा मला. For the gear and pinion, how to calculate the center distance? As we know. Why? Why I told you how to calculate? See, diameter of pinion plus diameter of gear, दोन्हीचे diameter आणि त्याचा center average. Likewise, we'll have to calculate center distance. But in exam, they will ask the derivation also. So I'll tell you. So this dp is nothing but, now we know module d by z. Correct? D means m into z. So dp means m into zp. So I'll write here is equal to dp is nothing but m into zp. तसंच dg is equal to m into zg. M into zg. So I'll write here m into zg divided by 2. Correct? Now I know while taking the ratio in terms of this module get common. So m into zp plus zg divided by 2. Correct? Now again I will have to consider or calculate the center distance as per the gear ratio. गेअर रेशोच्या पॉइंट मध्ये, म्हणजे हा गेअर रेशो लिहिलेलं मी, स्पीड रेशो किंवा गेअर रेशो जी काय असेल बघा, एम इंटू झेडपी. झेडपी बाहेर काढला मी, सो झेडपी गेट कॅन्सल 1. करेक्ट? एम इंटू झेडपी, और आई राइट डायरेक्टली एम इंटू झेडपी 1 प्लस झेडजी डिवायडेड बाय झेडपी डिवायडेड बाय 2. सो याच सिस्टीमला जर मी व्यवस्थित लिहित असेल, इथं मी लिहितो आता तुमच्यासाठी व्यवस्थित. So I'll write the center distance is equal to m into zp आहे तसंच राहील. आता बघा 1 plus zg by zp काय आहे इथं आहे, which is gear ratio. So I'll write 1 plus g divided by 2. in terms of जर gear ratio त्यांनी विचारलं तर त्या केसमध्ये आपल्याला हे इक्वेशन येणं गरजेचं आहे. सो इज दॅट अंडरस्टूड?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
व्यवस्थित सिक्वेन्स. येस, ओके. तर बघा व्यवस्थित सिक्वेन्शियली लिहा आणि आपण थांबू. फर्स्ट स्टेप इज दिस, इक्वेशन ए, इक्वेशन बी, इक्वेशन सी आणि इक्वेशन डी. व्यवस्थित लिहून घ्या आणि झालं की सांगा, आपण थांबू.